ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. In the last session, since it was 2 weeks ago, little bit of catch up, we have been looking at this Rajju Sarpa, Rajju and Sarpa, rope snake in number 43 and 44. I think we have been looking at the rope snake thing. And what did we see? 44 we saw, 43 we saw that Chaitanyasya ekarupatvat Chaitanyasya, on account of the oneness of consciousness. What is there? Bhedaha nayuktaha karhichit. The bheda or division is never allowed. Never allowed. Why? Because it is non-dually one. So bhedaha nayuktaha karhichit jivatvam chamrisha gneyam. In the same manner, please know Jivata. Jivata means that which is Jiva-ness. Jiva, hood. So just like you wear a hood. So the same Chaitanya Atma wears a hood and calls itself Jiva. How does it call itself Jiva? Because the hood is full of complaints and tatters. Yeah. That's why it wears this hood and thinks, I am a sad individual, I am a complaining individual. It identifies itself by the hood. Sad little hood, neither white nor black, grey colored hood. Always crying, always complaining, always in the grey. Should I do this or should I not? If I do this, how will I look to other people? And if I don't do this, what will other people think of me? And what should I do? What should I not do? All these jhamelas, problems are there. And so this is not jiva, it is jivata. Ta or the tva we add and then make it an abstract noun. Manushya plus tvam, Manushyatvam, Jiva plus tvam, Jivatvam, Ishvara plus tvam, Ishvarastvam. And as an all, that makes it a neuter noun. If you want to make it have an alternative form, then it becomes a feminine noun, Ishvarata, Manushyata, and Jivata. So, Tvatalau, this is these are the suffixes. And so here, Jivatvam cha mrisha. Mrisha means mithya, false. False means relatively false because it is dependent on Satyam. It has a certain kind of a existence, but it is non-separate from Satyam. Iti Jivatvam cha mrisha gneyam. This similarly, this upadhi, including the mind, including the complexes. The upadhi includes the complexes that one may have concerning the upadhi. So you cannot have complexes on Satchidananda, ever. You can only have complexes on what? Upadhi. So mrisha gneyam, jivatvam cha mrisha gneyam, how rajjau sarpa, what is that? Rajjau sarpagraho yatha. So just like we see, we do grahanam, we identify the sarpa projected on the rajju as what? False, as mrisha. And similarly, we have to do the same analysis with jiva upadhi. Because the jiva upadhi is what comes in the way of myself understanding I am Brahman. This upadhi becomes satyam. And when mithya becomes satyam, satyam goes out of the door. This is exactly what happens. There is no other possibility. Then in the next verse we saw, Rajju ajnanat kshanena eva yadvad rajjurhi sarpini. Bhati tadvat chitihi sakshat vishwakarena kevala. This is a big leap from 44 to 45. 43 to 44. In 43, we were happily just looking at the upadhi and trying to, do a little flair of what is called Tvampada analysis, Tvampada vichara. Okay, I am not the upadhi. I am not, I am Satchidananda consciousness. That's what, we saw. How we see that the snake rope analogy in the same way, upadhi is what? Rope or snake? Yeah, upadhi is the snake or the rope? Hmm. Ah, finally, Jnanodaya took place. Yes, Upadhi is snake. Why? Because anything that's dismissed. So, snake here in this example is dismissed. So, Upadhi is what? Snake sthaniya. And the truth of the Tvam, which is consciousness, Chaitanya is what? Rajju sthaniya, rope sthaniya. Chaitanya is the rope. So then from this, he makes a huge leap. This is Vyashti, individual. On the individual, I can see snake rope. Okay, this upadhi is like the snake. It has to be falsified, dismissed cognitively. Dismissed means don't take it into account as the reality. And from there, immediately in verse 44, he goes to Samashti. Like it's kind of, you are doing a double take. You are thinking, what just happened? I have been hit with a sack of bricks, like that it is. So what he says is this: Rajju Ajnanat. Uh, Rajju Ajnanat, through, because of the ignorance of what? Rope ignorance. Due to rope ignorance, kshanena eva, just like in an instant, in 1 second, what happens in 1 second? The rajjurhi, indeed the rope itself is appears as the snake, So through the ignorance of the rope, that same rope, what happens? It starts to look like a snake in 1 second. Tadvat, in the same manner, chitihi. What is chitihi? Yeah, actually it should be chitishi because it is it is feminine. It's not he, it is she. Chitihi, feminine. So tadvat chitihi, in the same way this consciousness, sakshat, bhati, we have to borrow from the top, bhati. Oh, it's in here also, yeah. So tadvat sakshat chitihi bhati, kevala chitihi. What kind of chitihi? Only chitihi, not lonely chitihi. Oh, only chitihi. This is important when we start studying Kaivalya Upanishad. He won't take both, he told. He'll take one of the two, possibly. So if Swamiji chooses Kaivalya Upanishad, Kaivalya should be translated as onlyness, not loneliness. Onlyness. Kevalasya bhava. Kevala, only. And when you say only, there is no oneness, two-ness, all this fragment, everything is dismissed. Only. So only this chiti, bhati kevala. How? Sakshat, immediately. How? Vishwakarena, like the whole Jagat. Therefore, there is a little bit of a dizzying sensation. I was comfortable with this rope snake as it pertained to me, as it pertained to this little upadhi. Little upadhi, little this thing. Okay, fine. Upadhi has to, I shouldn't identify with the upadhi, all this. I studied, I learned. And then what? Suddenly, to look at the rope snake example from the standpoint of consciousness and the world. Consciousness which is projecting the world. So now, which is, I have of course given myself away, but which is the snake, which is the rope in this? World is snake, because I used the word project, yes. So I gave it away. World is like the snake which appears on what? Consciousness, chitihi, which is what? the ropsthaniya consciousness. That same consciousness, which is the truth of this upadhi, is also the truth of this whole entire jagat. Very beautiful. And like a Mahavakya, these two verses together will become a Mahavakya. So this is, so Vishwakarena. Vishwa means what? This Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam Vishwam. So Vishwam means Vividha Pratyaya Gamyam, that which is known through many and varied cognitions, because it all comes back to Chiti. How is the world understood? The world is understood through the Chiti only. And where is the Chit? Right here, right here. Wherever you say, aha, I understand, that is where the Chit is. And that Chitihi, Chit, whatever we want to call it, don't confuse it with Chittam. Chitihi and Chit same. Chittam means a bunch of emotions. That is called the emotive faculty. Manaha, Buddhihi, Ahankara and Chittam. That is always neuter. Whereas here it can be either neuter or feminine. So like this. So therefore the so Vishwakarena bhati. Bhati means appears, shines, just like the snake appears on the rope. Which rope? The same rope. So the same chit is the adhishthana for the upadhi and the adhishthana for the jagat. Same chit. That's why it's a Mahavakya. So here the chit means what? Ishvara along with Ishvari. That is what it is, because now Chit is not just Satchidanandam Brahma, it is Jagat Karanam Brahma. We have to see it also from the point of Tatastha Lakshana, not just Swarupa Lakshana. Okay, so with this introduction, we can, I suppose, go forward. Then it says, Upadanam prapanchasya Brahmanonyatra vidyate. No, Brahmanonyanna vidyate. Tasmat sarva prapanchoyam Brahmaivasti na chetarat. So, now if we understood number 44, that the rope, what is that? The rope is what? Rope is chit, chitihi. And the jagat is what? Snake. So then we saw this snake rope analogy on the samashti level. And then now we have two things, correct? We have the seen snake, inner duality is there, kind of a subtle duality. Seen snake and rope. But we don't really count it as two in the example. But in the Darshtanta, in that which is exemplified, it is counted as two. Jagat Karanam and then Jagat. So, hey Ishvara, where are you? Take care of me. Duality. Jiva Ishvara Bheda. And Jiva Jiva Bheda. Oh, this person is coming. Nothing is said, but everything is said. Just turn away. Pretend that, they don't exist. And then Jiva Jiva Bheda. Jiva Jiva Yoho Bheda. Jiva Jagat Bheda. Jiva is separate from the Jagat, because that's why every single thing in the Jagat is dangerous. It's very, very frightening. This should not come near me, that should not go near that, and these are my possessions, and without them I will be very restless. So I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to go here, I have to go there. So Jiva Jagat Bheda, Jiva Ishvara Bheda, Jiva Jiva Bheda, and Jagadishvara Bheda is also there. Why? Because in certain schools of thought or certain darshanas, the Jagat is seen as separate from Ishvara. God made the world. Where is God? In heaven. अरे उधर क्यों बैठा है? Why are you sitting there? Question is asked. You know, why is God in heaven? Any child can ask. This is not just in other religions. Even in our own religion, we have certain sects that talk about this. Certain what is that? Dualistic sects. God is somewhere else. Because God will not be in part of this tainted world full of raga, dvesha, and imperfection. God is perfect, and God has gone off to Vaikuntha. That's because, why is it called Vaikuntha? Because we have to ask the question, why do I have this kuntha? This is this is the thing. Kuntha means inner, like a lump in the throat, in the heart, in the chest. Kuntha means something that I cannot overcome. Difficult to overcome. Klesha, dukkha. That's why it's called Vaikuntha, because we cannot understand why I have this Kuntha, where Bhagavan is enjoying with everything there. No, you will also go there. Kab, when will I go there? After death. After death, if you have been good and you have done seva, you have done lot of prayers, and you have punya, you will go there. And then you will be one with Bhagavan. This philosophy is not really tenable from any standpoint, because that which is permanent cannot be away from you. If it is away from you, it cannot be permanent because you are delimiting it. I cannot say, there goes this lovely limitlessness, please have darshan. Is it a rainbow or what? Rainbow is fleeting. Then we call everybody, come see rainbow. But this is not a rainbow. And if limitlessness is going like this, is it limitless? Never, ever is it limitless. It cannot be limitless. It cannot be limitless at all. And so therefore what? So therefore we have to understand a very, very important thing, that the Jagat Jiva Bheda, Jiva Bheda, Jagadishvara Bheda, Jiva Ishvara Bheda are all what? Mithya. And with just like when you see the rope, when you see the rope for what it is, the head of the snake disappears, and the tail of the snake also at the same time disappears. The middle of the snake also disappears. The sliminess of the snake also disappears, and the fangs of the snake which are waiting for you, and the forked tongue of the snake which you thought is after you, is all gone in one fell swoop. And the same thing is being talked about here, is that these differences cannot exist at all. So even though for the sake of the teaching we make this twofold karana, nimitta karana, quote unquote, intelligent cause. And if you translate like that, nothing will be understood. If you want to really get confused, call it intelligent cause. The most unintelligent, concept, because we have to call it something, so we all call it that. But it makes it does not make a dent in the head. Intelligent cause means what? Nimitta is not intelligence. Nimitta means that without which something cannot be. That is nimitta. And in fact, Arjuna is told, nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. And if we translate it like this, be the intelligent, ambidextrous one. We are not talking of intelligence here. We are talking of nimitta. And for Jagat Nirmanam, the nirvana or the projection of the Jagat, the so-called creation, abhivyakti, which is more of a manifestation of the Jagat, takes place. Why? Takes place because of that consciousness in the form of knowledge, as though projecting. And so then, in order to understand this properly, and in the beginning stages, we make a difference between that knowledge and the raw material. Because we want to, just like when you want to explain something to a child, so we have a story, like we have stories. How to introduce Shiva, to a child, he who is meditating, blue in color, full of ash. Shiva is equal to ash. How to explain Vishnu to the child? Cash. So that is so Shiva ash, Vishnu cash. Then it's over. Then it's nice. But and as the child grows up, they have to kind of become more sophisticated in their understanding. You can't go with this ash cash, even though when you're 45 years old, you can't have this analogy. This is for small children, because that's all they can absorb. So similarly, the Shruti also makes this distinction: upadana karanam, raw material, and then the intelligence, just like prasadadivat, like constructing a mansion, etc. So when a mansion has to be constructed, there should be one person who is the architect, who has the blueprint, and then under her or under him all the people work. There is a mason, there is a carpenter, there is a plumber, there is an electrician, there is somebody else who does the painting, whatever else, and somebody who puts in the doors and windows. But first somebody has to craft that in the head, because you can't make the building and then say, ayyo, I forgot to put the doors and windows, and all the masons are trapped inside this freshly made grave. You can't do that. It's a very grave error. So all this has to be crafted, and then there is a separation between the mason and the craftsperson who is putting this plan to fruition with the raw materials. And in the raw materials also, we have two kinds of raw materials. One is the proper bricks and everything, and the other one is the mason laying the bricks. The mason laying the bricks is avyakta, aparinami, and the bricks are parinami. They undergo a change. This is what. So avyakta shakti, which is Ishvara shakti, like this we have to say. But this is again for like ash and cash. Shiva ash, Vishnu cash. We tell this to the child, and then later on that understanding has to be modified. Here too, this understanding has to be modified, because otherwise we'll be stuck with two. Ishvara, Ishvari. And that should be the cause of worry. Okay, that's why this is there. So we can't make this separation at all between Ishvara and Ishvari. Okay, so there should be no cause for worry with Ishvari. And so this Ishvara, Ishvari are what? One, non-separate. So Upadanam, what was called earlier in this same text, which happily contradicts itself as it goes to finer and finer nuances of understanding. So in the initial stages, yes, upadana karanam prapanchasya nimitta karanam, and then we have to memorize also. Vedanta quiz is coming, and upadana karanam, nimitta karanam, intelligent cause, material cause, like this. And then what? What is, when the Jagat itself is iffy prapancha, when the Jagat itself is not really worth reckoning, then why the cause? It's like discussing Bandhya Putra's parents. Okay, and here's a person who is never born. The person was never born, so the unborn and never to be born son of a woman who can never be a mother, and we are discussing the traits of that. The traits of that which is not really come into existence and which is never separate from the truth. And so there is no point in discussing the traits of that, is the gist of this mantra. Upadanam prapanchasya. So this so-called upadana karanam of what? Prapancha. Prapancha means that which is along with the five elements, which is this world, that which came out of the five elements. Upadanam prapanchasya brahmanaha anyat na vidyate. Brahmanaha anyat upadanam prapanchasya upadana karanam na vidyate. So first what do? We say it is upadana karanam. And then what do? Like swallowing a pill, we swallow the upadana karana. Swallowed in the understanding. It is what is upadana karanam? Brahman. Brahma. Ishwari is what? Ishvara. Ishvara is Ishwari. There is no difference. The two are one and the same. And we make an initial distinction, but Brahmanaha anyat na vidyate. Ishwari cannot be the cause of the Jagat independently and separately. Why? Because there is nothing other than Brahman. So when we talk of Bhagavati, Ishwari, etc., as being a parallel reality to Brahman, which some people do, then that is itself worrisome. That is not tenable. Because again, if limitlessness is divided into masculine and feminine, then how is it limitless? It is not limitless at all. And I mean, then why did we celebrate Navaratri and had all these elaborate pujas? We just highlight that. 10 days of the year, we highlight the feminine principle. It's wonderful. There is nothing wrong with that. Any number of festivals we can have based on Ishvara, Ishwari, anything. We can have Saraswati Puja, we can have so many things, Mahalakshmi, we can have this, Parvati, so many things we can have. So, but that does not, Lakshmi, etc., we can do so many things. But that does not shake and should not shake our understanding. Brahmanaha anyat, other than Brahman, na vidyate. Tasmat, therefore, sarva prapanchaha, this entire prapancha, ayam means what? This prapancha, brahmaiva asti. Brahmaiva asti, na cha itarat. It is not other than Brahman. So how many things do we have? One, Brahman. Where is the Jagat? Swaha. Yes, like the halwa. Swaha. Melt in the mouth, gone, finished. So, this way, all the Bhedas are swallowed up because the Jagat is seen as Mithya. And it's easy to say Mithya, but look, this is very clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita. Look at the first chapter. Everything Arjuna takes seriously. Oh no, there's this big army. And we have only 11 Akshauhinis. Akshauhinis means units. And they means again, us and them. There is a difference. They have, what do they have? They have, we have 11 Akshauhinis and they have 18 Akshauhinis. We have only 11 Akshauhinis and they have 18 Akshauhinis. Like this, he complains. Who complains? Arjuna complains to Bhagavan. And then he says, I can't fight because even though I'm saying us and them, they are my people. my people, me people. And they are elder. Okay, they are my people, that's one argument, they are elder to me. And not only that, they are gurus. And so he was all disturbed. First he was ecstatic, he was beating his chest and saying, ra, 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 let's fight, let's fight. And Bhagavan slowly inches the chariot to where Bhishma, Drona and all the elders are standing. Obeys his order. Yes, Senayor Ubhayor Madhye Ratham Sthapaya. Hey Achyuta, okay, fine. Aye, sir. Let's go. And then he trots the horses, takes the chariot and makes it stand right in front of all the elders. And Arjuna suddenly hears somebody knocking. Knock, knock. Who is there? Who is there? Your own knees. Your knees are knocking. Arjuna's knees were knocking out of fear. Oh my God, these are stalwart warriors and they are my elders, gurus, grandfather. Imagine waging war against your grandfather even though he was an idiot and a terror. Imagine waging war against the grandfather even though he's on the wrong side right now. And so All this was very frightening. Everything was real. Grandfather separate, Drona separate, Bhishma separate, and all the Kauravas separate. I am separate. And then what? And how does Lord Krishna give the teaching? Prahasan iva Bharata. Smiling. He doesn't take it seriously. Not because he is unfeeling, but because he knows this. He knows this. Upadanam prapanchasya brahmanonyatra anyat na vidyate. Tasmat sarvam jagadidam brahmaiva. This whole jagat is what? Brahman alone. And so what is Drona? What is Bhishma, for example? They are all just appearances, just like the snake that scared you a short while ago. That's all it is. And so if we look at it this way, we see Arjuna's vyatha, the difficulties he had, and his angst, his anxiety. The anxiety of Arjuna and his difficulties, what do we see? We see it as an unending saga. Even in the 11th chapter, it's not gone, because again he made the same mistake. So first he had Jiva Jiva Bheda and Jiva Jagat Bheda. Jiva Jagat Bheda he had in the first chapter. Why? Because he was counting how many units he has and how many units the other person has. Jiva Jagat Bheda, I have this much, they have that much, all these things. He was taking stock of the war as a commander-in-chief. Then in the 11th chapter, we see an example of the full-fledged Jiva Ishvara Bheda. What happens when you have Jiva Ishvara Bheda? It is terrifying. Already one feels, I have done some wrong. And even when one is doing puja, everything is ulta pulta, because one day you offer, one day you forget to offer, one day you do it avidhina kritam, one day you do the arati and say ayyo naivedyam, forgot, and then you quickly go like this. And one day what? You forget everything, and then you're hungry, you just start eating, and then little bit for you, forgot, sorry. You pull the earlobes as a prayashchitta. And if the infraction is more, you cross the hands, because then it becomes a yoga pose, and then pull the ears. And then if the infraction is even more, you cross the legs also in the eagle pose. Eagle pose. What is that called? Garudasana. In the eagle pose, like this, and here also like this, you go up and down. Not very easy, but then it gives you fantastic quadriceps. Yeah, this part becomes very fit. Yeah, they become as hard as Vajra. Try it. It's so much fun. And so this is what it is. So Jiva Ishvara Bheda will leave one in a perpetual state of terror. And then we start, what is that called? Anthropomorphizing. Anthropomorphizing means I put, we do this with pets also. Oh, the dog looks sad. Arey, this is how he looks. And no, he looks sad. Why? Because I hit him with a chappal a few minutes ago. Why did you hit him with the chappal? Because he was chewing the chappals. I got angry. This was the 5th pair of chappals, shoes I brought, and he was chewing the shoes because puppy, not easy to train. And so with that same chappal, I hit him. And then 2 minutes later, ayo, poor thing, ayo, papa, he looks so sad, poor thing, what have I done? It's your own projection. And then certain other days, we say, oh, the puppy looks happy, happy puppy, no such thing. Puppy is happier than you, no problem, no, there is no question about it. Puppy is happier than you always. But one day you say happy puppy, one day you say angry puppy, another day you say sad puppy. You are projecting your own woes and moods onto the puppy. And why? We do the same thing to Ishvara also. We have in our ashram, we have a goddess Mookambika temple. Beautiful she is, very, very nice. And then one person came to see her, wanted to have darshan, had heard about it. So I asked another person to take her to the shrine. And so she came out in a hurry. And I said, what happened? Because it was too quick. Just whoosh, whoosh, came out. I said, what happened? No, she's very angry today. She's not having a good day. The goddess is not having a good day. I'll come back later. I said, okay, theek hai, do that. Who is not having a good day? That is what. And then same thing, we say God is happy. Why? One flower fell. Flower fell means God is happy. We have projected, it's our own projections. Just like it was Arjuna's own projection in the battlefield. Arjuna's projection, the one is many. Why? Because avidya. Avidya also, avidya is what? Maya. So on the individual level also, Maya Shakti has twofold powers. Samashti, what is Samashti means? Collective. On the collective level, Maya Shakti has what? Twofold powers. What are they? Avarna. Don't say avarana. Okay, yeah. Avarna and vikshepa. Avarna, veiling power. Why is that cause? Because it is a power that makes all the jivas wail. Wailing power. Everybody cries. And because one is away from the truth of oneself. So, and then the other one is projection. So the projection of one into many, that is one power, and the hiding of the fact that this is just a projection, that is the other power. So on the collective level, we strive to remove avidya, which is the avarana, which is the cataract in front of the eyes. Now, this is samashti. Since the author is doing this Vyashti Samashti play, here on the Vyashti level, on the individual level also, Maya as avidya, I also have Maya as a individual, as a jiva, and if it is Maya as ignorance, self-ignorance, that also has twofold powers. What are they? Same, avarna and vikshepa. First we'll do vikshepa. Vikshepa means what? Ayo, that person, you see how they are looking at me? Do you see that? See, they are mad. And then I look at where the person is showing, they don't seem to be particularly angry. But then this is what one person sees. One person, many reaction to the same thing. Oh, this person is angry with me, this person is sad, this person is not talking to me properly. And whenever I'm around, this person makes a face. Actually, that person has allergies and is about to sneeze. That's what it is. But the sneeze never comes. There's nothing more frustrating than waiting for a sneeze. You go like this, you go like this. Yeah, and the other person says, oh, this person hates me. Because whenever I'm there, this person is making a face. See, two entirely unconnected situations. This is vikshepa. Or I have, this is because of a projection. All vikshepa on the individual thing is because of twofold adhyasa. Two kinds of adhyasa on the individual level. There are many kinds of adhyasa, but here vyashti adhyasa, twofold. One is what? Shobhana adhyasa. Oh, this person is so wonderful. Wait, that's all. Just wait. After a while, let's see how wonderful you think they are. That's all you have to say. So this person is so wonderful. Oh my God, they are Indra, Chandra and Devendra put together. And then after that, what happens? Huh? They are not anything. They are just the scum of the earth. Why were they born? Why did Bhagavan create them? Waste of life. A bhara on Mother Earth. They are a weight on Mother Earth. This is what Ashobhana Adhyasa. And what is the truth? They are neither this nor that. They are just somewhere in the middle. Like every one of us. They are somewhere in the middle. They are neither so big nor have fallen so low. They are neither so high nor so low. Somewhere in the middle the reality will be. But we tend to see things in the extreme because of projection. This is called personal projection, the personal Maya in the form of whose raw material is avidya. So when avidya projects, it will be a subjective projection. It will not be a objective projection, because there is no vairagya. I have bought into that projection. So instead of the person, I see the snake. That's what happens. So I mistake the person for a duplicitous person. I don't see the truth of even on the empirical level, I'm not able to see the truth. This is called the Vikshepa Shakti at the individual level with Shobhana, Ashobhana Adhyasa, other kinds of Adhyasa, Artha Adhyasa, Jnana Adhyasa, that all we need not discuss, because that is more on the collective level. So then that is one thing. Then where is the Avarna? The Avarna is the raw material for the Vikshepa. This is how it is. The avarna is the raw material for the vikshepa. Where is the avarna on the individual level? Unconscious mind. Whatever the child, the inner child, whatever the child was not able to understand. So children are very innocent, and they don't have a sense of time. If the mother says, just sit here, I'm going to take a shower and come, child doesn't understand that. Mother goes into the bathroom, the 3-year-old is wailing outside, crying. And as far as the 3-year-old is concerned, the mother will never come out. Oh my God, what has happened? Separation, anxiety takes place. Then finally the mother comes out, the child hugs the mother, cries, everything, and then it forgets about it. But does it? No. It is somewhere in the subconscious mind. And then it is pushed into what is called the unconscious mind. The child has to grow up normally. And so the unconscious mind is actually Ishvara Srishti. Ishvara Srishti. It's not Jiva Srishti. I did not make the unconscious mind. Bhagavan made the unconscious mind so that there is a place for unprocessed pains and hurts to go sit. And the unprocessed pains and hurts have to sit somewhere, because the child has no capacity to deal with that. Supposing the parents separate or the parents fight, the child gets very frightened. What have I done wrong? Why are the parents fighting? It doesn't understand that at all. It is very confused. It's very upset. And then what? The child starts to become a comedian. Look at me. I'm so much fun. I'm jumping off the bed. Why? Because I want to distract the parents and make sure they make up. So I'm going to jump off the bed and show them all the things I can do. So the child becomes a comedian that hides its pain inside, even as an adult. Some people who are always laughing and funny many times, then we hear suddenly they have committed suicide. We don't even know they were depressed. At least if people around them knew that they were depressed or they were struggling with something, they could have got some help, counseling, medication. So much things are there. But nobody even knows, because they hide it under a smiling face. This is a typical, inner child's response to anything that's disturbing. So whenever they find anything disturbing, what do? Ask him to come in. Yeah, ask him to come in. So let him in. So whenever they find something, what do? Come. So whenever they find something, what do? They say, whenever difficult situation, what do? They just say, you know what? It is all just fun. It's all fun. There's nothing wrong at all. Look at me. I'm the comedian. I'm happy all the time. There's a pressure to be happy, because the child has internalized, in this particular instance, the message, if I am happy, then they won't fight and they will be together. Why should I want the parents to be together? Because if they are together, they will take care of me. That's what it is. Poor innocent thing. But then the same tendency is there in adulthood. Let me be comical. Let me be the world comic. Let me be the jokester. Let me just entertain the whole world. And then what? Cry, shed tears in the dark on the pillow when nobody is looking. This is what is called the unconscious mind, avarna. But it is a a gift from Ishvara, at least while growing up, it is Ishvara's gift. And you know why it is Ishvara's gift? Because the child can grow up normally, learn, study, grow up. And the unconscious comes out usually in an intimate relationship. In an intimate relationship, it is finally safe to feel unsafe. And then all the pain and the things come out. And so this is why we encourage everybody to get married at least once. And then so this is so yeah. Unconscious has to come out, because then you say, oh, you're always like this. You tell the other person is confused. I came into your life 5 minutes ago. How can I be always like this? I'm in your life only from the last 6 months. What do you mean I'm always like this? Then you say, okay, yeah, I'm projecting. But you don't know where you're projecting from. But this is what it is. This khazana is there, this treasure of this unconscious, which comes out. And then that's when you have the brain power, the willpower, and the capacity of the adult to not let the unconscious mind come in the way of everyday interactions. So, if I have missed the marriage, why? Because I'm a brahmachari. Don't worry. Ashram, you are married to the ashram. And that means that you will have many opportunities for the unconscious to come out. Yes, that's why we have seva roster. Yeah. And then what? And then you suddenly, week number 4, you understand something. Why am I always being put with this person? What is this? Why? Why should I do seva with this person? This person is an idiot, but nobody knows. The teachers don't know. I have to tell them that this person is an idiot. But then you feel bad going and telling the teachers this person is an idiot, because there is a small doubt. Maybe I'm wrong after all this Vedanta. Or maybe that person will also go and tell the teachers that I am an idiot. Okay, so just suck it up. And just suck it up means take a deep breath. Suck in the stomach, suck in the feelings, and then let them not come in the way of expressing. Let them not come in the way of my expression. So then next time that, in the ashram there is an event to do the seva with that person, you don't care anymore. Because why? You have come out of that. This is what it is. The unconscious mind is not gotten rid of, because it's Ishvara Srishti. You cannot get rid of it. But that inner child is hugged and integrated into the adult. You have to soothe that being which did not get soothing as a baby. As a baby, it was all very, very neglected. Because what can the mother do? What can the father do? And Indian parents are very tough. If you go and give them this psychological thing, if you go and tell your parents, in India, if you go and tell your parents, you know what, you neglected me, you did this, you did that, they'll say, okay, so what? Get over it. Now you're an adult. Grow up. And they are right. They are right. Indian parents, especially from the previous generation, they did not even know how to spell guilt. They had no idea. Okay, they will just say, what is wrong with you? Now you're an adult. See, I must have done something right, because now you can complain. That is good. I have made you fit to complain. Get over it. This is something which is very wonderful. And so then the only place to take this unconscious is to Ishvara. Because no, who will listen? Who will babysit your inner children? Answer is no one. What about the significant other? The significant other has 10 babies. Are you going to babysit her or his babies? No. Okay, then keep quiet. You have to take it only to Ishvara. But the most fascinating thing in this whole discussion, according to me anyway, is this, that on the collective level, between Avarna, What is Avarna? Covering, as though covering. Vikshepa, projection. What is it that is Ishvara Srishti? Vikshepa. Avarna is Ajnanam. That is also ultimately Ishvara Srishti, but I have a say over it. I work on the Avarna and let the Vikshepa be. I don't try to mess with the Vikshepa. Just like when I have a geography lesson and I know that the sun is not setting, I don't stop enjoying the sunset. I can still enjoy the sunset, but be a sunset jnani and still enjoy the sunset as a leela. Okay? But on the individual level, between the avarna and the vikshepa, what am I trying to reduce and then eliminate? Vikshepa, opposite. Vikshepa is Jiva Srishti on the individual level. Okay? Avarna is Ishvara Srishti. So I don't do anything to the Avarna. Vikshepa I reduce, the Avarna takes care of itself. Even the Jnani will have the unconscious mind. What's the difference? It is like a snake which is coiled up, sleeping snake. You don't, it is not disturbing. It is not a cause of disturbance because the unconscious doesn't come out like a tsunami. And that is the beauty of it. It is just so fascinating. On the collective level, you take care of the avarna and then one is okay. And then on the individual level, the taking care of the avarna on the collective level reduces the vikshepa on the individual level. Fascinating. Very, very nice. Next verse. So Brahmanaha anyatra na vidyate, anyan na vidyate. Tasmat sarva prapanchaha brahmaivasti nacha itarat. And then there is one more mithya that is going to be taken care of. Vyapya vyapakata mithya. Sarvamatmeti shasanat. इति ज्ञाते परे तत्त्वे भेदस्यावसरः कुतः. Yeah. So, kutaha means where. Where is the avasara? Avasara means occasion, opportunity. Where is the opportunity? For what? Bheda. Bheda means oneness. Right? Yeah? What is bheda? Bhed. हाँ भेद करते हैं ना उसको क्या बोलते हैं डिफरेंस नॉट वननेस ओके या सो सो भेदा मीन्स व्हाट डिविजन भेदस्य अवसरः कुतः वेयर इज द कॉज फॉर डिविजन division there is no cause for division when this last mithya, not last because the same adhikarana will go till 84th verse. When this mithya is resolved, which mithya? Vyapya and vyapaka. Ishvara and Jagat mithya, in other words. Vyapya means what? That which is worthy of being pervaded. What is worthy of being pervaded? Ishvara. Jagat. Okay. Vyapaka, the agent of all pervasion, Ishvara. This is the mithya. Why is it mithya? Because it's all one. There is no Ishvara, there is no Jiva, it's all just Ishvara alone. And that Ishvara is what? Satchidanandam Brahma, consciousness, Swarupa Lakshanataya. It's all from the standpoint of Swarupa. And so then we make, so just like we have Nimitta Upadana Karanam Mithya, we have one more Mithya, Isha Vasyamidagam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat. And then that is translated as Ishvara pervades the entire universe. Purusha Sukta also. Purusha Evedagam Sarvam Yat Bhutai Yat Bhavyam. This is what we say. But then, so Ishvara pervades the Jagat is again what? Baby Vedanta talk. If you want goo goo gaga baby Vedanta talk, you say Vyapya Vyapaka. That's what you say. This is baby Vedanta talk from where we are. And what is baby Vedanta talk? This Jagat is nothing but Ishvara. Why? Because Ishvara has entered into this Jagat. How? Through the Maya Shakti, entered the Jagat, entered the Namarupas. Every Namarupa is what? Is got the presence of Ishvara. Every Namarupa is what? Sacred. And every Namarupa must be worshipped. Worship the tree, worship the hill, worship the mountains, and then in the third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, all the nature, everything is sacred, cosmic ecology, all this is huge. And then what? That was pre-graduation. Now, post-graduation, what is there? You say, when the Vyapya itself is not there. What are we talking of Vyapaka? Vyapya means that the Jagat itself is not there. Not there as a separate entity. And if it's not there as a Bheda, separate, different entity, then why are you talking about it? So, do I pervade the shadow or not? This is not a question to ask. If you ask this question, as Pujya Swamiji would say, you are a special person. Who is a special person? The one who needs a specialist. Exactly. So, you can't say, does the shadow pervade me? Don't disturb me right now. I'm having very deep thoughts. Okay. Does the shadow pervade me? Or do I pervade the shadow? Oh, what a genius I am. This is what? Brihaspati type thinking. And I mean it sarcastically. So, Brihaspati is the lord of the guru of the devas. So, this is not something to think about. Do I pervade the shadow or does the shadow pervade me? When the shadow itself is not there, the shadow itself is a non-entity. Why is it a non-entity? I am the one casting it. Without me, can there be a shadow? Can somebody come and say, oh, you are here. I saw your shadow walking by the water. I said hello to it. Did it come and give you the message? No such thing. Shadow is a totally dependent entity, dependent fully upon me. I am the one casting the shadow. So then, when you reckon the shadow, when you are looking at the shadow, then what happens? There is a Bheda, and to account for that Bheda, you can say, I pervade the shadow. I am the one pervading the shadow. How beautiful! I am the pervader. Similarly, we can say Ishvara is all pervasive, Sarvavyapi, Sarvashaktiman, omniscient, all pervasive, all knowing, all might, and everything you can say. But then that is from the standpoint of baby Vedanta talk. Goo goo gaga, where is my lollipop? That's what the baby Vedanta, Vedantin says. Once you grow up to this understanding, you want, just like you don't keep on looking at the shadow and wonder who pervades who and feel good that you are the pervader of the shadow. No such thing. You know that the shadow is a non-entity. That's why it follows you everywhere. It cannot, nobody can have shadow surgery and you can't have a specialist. Shadow specialist would be a shady specialist. If such a person was there saying, I will do shadow surgery, beware. They cannot separate the shadow from you because it is an entity. It's an as though projection, chaya, as though projection because of the light that you are. You cast the shadow and it is not non-separate from you, so it cannot be taken as separate, and you don't spend time thinking, I am more powerful than the shadow, I pervade the shadow. And so similarly, on the samashti level, you can't say Ishvara pervades the Jagat. When the Jagat itself is not there, Vyapya abhave, Vyapaka is Vyapaka hani. There is no Vyapaka. Vyapaka is a particular situation from that particular standpoint, but it is not the vision. The vision is a one of no division. A vision is the one of no division, and no division means Vyapya and Vyapaka is what? Mithya. Why? And the hetu is given sarvam atma iti shasanat. Shasanat, because of the teaching, sarvam khalvidam brahma. What is Brahman? Atma. Iti jnate pare tatve. When this paratattva, when this ultimate truth is known, what kind of a difference can there be? The answer is no difference is permissible. That we didn't make much headway, but these are very big verses, so we had to spend some time there. Okay, all right. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.